I hope by now that you will have noticed that over the years, I have had a remarkably consistent message for my viewers and listeners. Perhaps you can do a little bit more due diligence and research for yourself before simply taking any of this advice at face value. And of course, I'll link the document talking about that memorandum and the history of this so that you can read it for yourself. As always, as with everything, please go to the show notes. Many different references to what I've talked about here in the show notes. I hope you will go and look through it. But as you can tell, it takes a lot of research to actually cut through this BS and to find some of the ways that they trick you with these various analyses. So I hope you will start to dedicate yourself to this. The show notes will have the links to everything I've talked about, as always. This is a story that is 97% fabrication and based on basically the media's belief that you are too stupid to go out and actually read any of this legislation for yourself or look into any of this yourself. I'll put the links in the description so that you can go and read it for yourself, and I heartily suggest you do, because this is an exceptionally interesting document to read. But I'm going to leave it there for today, asking you, as always, to do more research for yourself. You can use the show notes for today's episode as a starting point for that research, but there is much more to explore on this issue. Yes, research it for yourself. Go read the document for yourself, or watch this interview for yourself. Here it is in the show notes. I'll link it up so that it's very easy for you. Yes, I hope you will have noticed that I have consistently had that message since the very dawn of the Corbett report. Those are just a few scattered examples from the last several years. That montage could have been 100 times longer if I really dug into the archives and started cutting clips, because I hope people realize that isn't just something that I'm saying for effect. That is part of the founding ethos of the Corbett report. Go back and listen to the interviews I've done talking about the website and when and why and how I came to start it. I always talk about one of the things that really motivated me to do this was, here we are in the internet age. I don't have to take someone else's word or some third party's interpretation of this or that document. No, I can go and see it for myself. Sometimes an actual facsimile of the actual document, an Operation Northwoods document or whatever it is. I can go read it for myself. And you should be similarly motivated to do so. And the reason for that is manifold. One of the reasons is that I know from my own experience. It wasn't until I started researching things for myself and looking at source documents and trying to understand them in their original context that I really started to understand and put pieces together. It is an important part of understanding the world, is not taking someone else's interpretation of something, but doing it for yourself. Also, that's like a muscle that you are flexing to use your rational critical faculties that is being drilled out of the population. Most of the time, the establishment media does not want you to look into things for yourself. Hey, CNN told you that it would be illegal to go and look at these WikiLeaks documents for yourself. We can do it because we're the press, but you guys can't do it. Of course, that was legally absolutely 100% wrong, but that is the establishment media thinking on these things. Don't look at things for yourself. Don't think for yourself. We will do the thinking for you and tell you what to think. That is the exact opposite of what the Corbett report is about, and the exact opposite of what you should desire. You are a thinking, rational human being with your own ability to decide for yourself based on your own observation of original source documents or whatever the case may be. That is an important thing. And I stress this because, as I say, that is a critical faculty. It is like a muscle. It has to be flexed in order to grow. And they are trying to make that atrophy. They're trying to make the public turn their brains off.